Morris Bin. It's good to see you guys. It's good to be back. This is a teaser for the first day, first race Dirt Cup Series, 12 weeks. This is the first race, Sandon Sequoia's one lap. Here to hang out, here to have fun. It's going to be a short, fun 30 minutes. We're tuned into the A's. Everyone's got one lap, whether it's A, whether it's B, whether it's C. Let me get everything going. It's been a long time. I can't believe it. We got some big names here. Everyone's got new jerseys over the summer. Feeling good, feeling fresh. Just started. We're with the A's right now. 41 A's. Clicked on Sam Brenland right now. I love it. It feels good. I'm a little rusty, but I like being back. I got the tunes going. We have Zwift going. I hope I can still remember how to navigate everything. I did this course this morning. It's probably my new favorite course. No, I don't think I've done it yet, so this was my first time racing it. It's kind of like a big Innsbruck ring. So it's flat, it's one big hill, make or break, and then it's back downhill. It's flat again. So it's kind of one long leg snapper, but it's going to be about 3.5 to 4 minutes long for the A's, 4 minutes to 4:30 for the B's, etc. for the C's and the D's. They're going over the spot right now where it's going to be the finish line. It's going to be fun. It's going to be quick and short, so I don't expect any moves to happen right now. It'll be about 14 minutes before anyone starts to make anything happen. We clicked on Kali right now. I saw a lot of BRT riders. You see a lot of different jerseys today. Everyone's represented. Some really big names here. I saw Brenland here. I think I saw Nielsen. A lot of these guys are gearing up for the Zwift Classics, which is tomorrow. So the final Zwift Classic, the Yorkshire course. Everyone's getting ready for that. I'm going to do it here. We're going to have a live rider here, so it's going to be so much fun. There's actually 2 roulette spins, so it's not 1 roulette spin, it's 2, because I think Daniel Larson forgot there's a banner at the KOM. So that was the first one. It's 25% feather, 25% burrito, ghost, and draft. So there's no arrow. There were some glitches this morning. Some people got the arrow power up, but they're not supposed to. So it's supposed to be 25% of the 4 non-arrow power-ups. So that was your first try. The second try is at the KOM. The 2 aggressive ones are obviously the feather and the draft. So if you want to save it for the sprint, you got to sprint with the feather or the van. The ghost and the burrito is not really going to get you the W unless you're going for that solo win. I don't expect that. It's such a flat finish. It's the perfect course for an all-out sprinter. I want to see if I can click back to the B's. Oh, and I can. All right, I was a little worried. Okay, so the B's are, I know a lot of the B's because I'm a B. So I know Thomas Ervik. I know a lot of these names. They're all familiar with me. I'm just looking through. Oh, here's Kieran McKenna. He did all the summer series. So it's back to the fall. A lot of the boys are coming back. A lot of the big names. So 51 is an awesome turnout for the first time. This is just the first day. It's just a little teaser. It's only going to be a 30-minute race. I kind of wanted to warm up and get back into it. So it's just one lap. As the days progress, the races will get harder. They'll, average out to about an hour. 51 Bs. I'm just clicking back quickly. Bear with me to see how many Bs are in the front pack. So a good 40 Bs are here. Let's do a quick roll call, see if we can grab the C's. A pretty big C pack also. About 25 plus C's in here. There might be 1 or 2 breakaway, but it's just a sprint banner, so I expect everyone to come together. All right, that was the A, B, C's. Let me just click back to the A's, bear with me, and then we'll just stick to them. Oh, this is my man Andy W. So Andy W and I did the team time trial together. And if you haven't checked out the team time trial on Thursdays, it's one of the coolest races on Zwift. I've done probably 4 or 5 of them. Dirt has 3 or 4 teams in every time slot. So if you don't have it, if you want to try something new, try the team time trial. And don't forget, this race is brought to you by the Dirty Nights Battle every Friday night at 8:15 p.m. So just big shout out for that. A lot of new races. I think everyone is gearing up for the fall season, for the winter. You can feel the excitement coming back. It was a little slow. It was a little quiet over the winter. I think the Zwift Academy is coming to an end. The Yorkshire is coming to an end. So now I think the community is kind of getting re-riled up, re-pumped up. I know there's a lot of new series. This is a good one. None of them are better than the other. Find one that fits your time slot and race consistently. This is 12 races. Your best 8 out of 12 are going to count. So let's talk about this course a little bit. No one is really doing much. No one is disproportionately exerting energy that they don't need. That's my big thing. I'm always talking about tactics. I'm always talking about conserving energy. That's the favorite thing I like to talk about. It's so flat in this desert loop. It's 0% for this entire time. I don't expect anything to happen. You can look right here in the top right, that little elevation. They're all the way over here, and you can see it's flat, 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 and watch my cursor, and then it goes up. So this is the point where the races make or break. But until then, everyone's just having fun, getting back into it. I see this new Fusion ECT. This is Simon Nielsen. A lot of different jerseys, a couple KRT, a couple BRT, Rowan King. Everyone's pretty represented well here. A lot of numbers in the high 3s, low 4s, which is manageable for everyone. You can see Nielsen's heart rate is 145, so I'm trying to stay smooth. I'm trying to stay on the same guy and not jump around too much. I can do some different camera angles, like I just figured out this one, that you can use the arrow keys. So that's pretty cool. And there you go, so you could get a good little finish right there. Okay, but we'll go back to the regular camera angle. Alright, sorry, I'm just having some fun. Let's see, what else is going on? What else is new in Zwift world? I said the team time trial on Thursdays. So many slots, so much fun. Get a team together, get on Discord, constantly talking. We have this on Wednesdays, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So I see James Hodges here, and I know Hodges runs ZwiftPower.com, so he's always one to look out for. I think he's capable of just about the highest 1 minute power of anyone here. There are some other names. I did see Patrick Wetstein, who I raced a ton. Let's see if there are any other names that I recognize. Just clicking up, I think this is Brian Hodges, who has that 17.0 sprint. So if it does come down to a sprint and he is in there, he's probably one of the guys to look out for. You can see his numbers, heart rate 148. It's so low, but they're traveling so fast. They're going almost 30 miles an hour. To break away here, you have to go 30, 35 miles an hour, which is like, 6 to 7 watts per kilogram sustained, and it's just not worth it. And I think a lot of these racers know at this point what's worth it and what's not. So they're all staying together. Right now it's a race of who can be the most comfortable. I see Brenland. I want to find his name because I want to check out his heart rate. He's got to be the favorite here because I saw him signed up for the Zwift Classics tomorrow. I think he's been top 3 in the Classics. Top 15 make money, so it's a good community event. This is the first race of 12, September 25th through December 11th. Like I said, we're just getting back into it. This is only a 30-minute race. This is one of the newest courses in the game outside of Yorkshire. So right before Yorkshire was made, this was made, the Sand and Sequoias. It is the Titans Grove Forward KOM is what we're doing today. It's flat in the first half, and then it really kicks up, but the percentage incline isn't huge. It's just a 4 to 6% incline, which is manageable if you're in the draft. A couple guys will try to break away, but I do expect a pack to maintain. It's such an important thing in this course to stay in the pack because it's always rolling. It's rolling, rolling, rolling. You have to feel the momentum of your avatar. You have to feel the momentum of the pack. You want to crest just in the back, and as you're going downhill, move up and crest in the back. So you're constantly shuffling back and forth through the pack. I did see my boy Johnny Rocket in here. That's why I'm doing this, because I was looking at the start list and I was like, Johnny Rocket, I have to broadcast it, but I don't see him. He didn't show up. So Johnny, I did this for you, but I don't even see you. Over the summer, Johnny and I did some team time trialing together. Even though we're not on the same team, it was amazing. And that's why we love the team time trialing. So I was on dirt, he's on finesse. We did it with some team type 1 riders. It's like a compilation of all these different teams, everyone working together. So much fun. So Johnny, if you're out there, if you're listening, I want to see you next time. One of the events, please. All right, we're just approaching this little dinosaur guy, so that means the desert is almost coming to an end. They're going to make a left turn through a little roundabout, and then it's the uphill into the Titan's Grove, into the Sequoias Forest. I think the forest is probably the prettiest, the coolest one to see, with the dinosaurs, with all the different things, all the different features in the forest. So I love watching it. I can see the bees right here. They're only a minute 26 back. Oh, led by Thomas Ervik, who's just cranking out 500 watts. He's trying to make something happen, create some excitement, and you can see everyone is so strung out. So even if he didn't break away necessarily, Andy's got to put out 7. Another rider has to put out 4. So all these riders just have to get a little work done, burn a couple matches just to maintain contact in the pack. I do see a little daylight here, and that's the risk. So right here, Jordheim, and this is the thing, if the guy in front of you doesn't hold the wheel, that risks your entire race, and that can happen, and that's the risk of riding in the back. So you put so much faith into the riders up ahead of you, and look at all these one by one. It's so difficult to then these little gaps, even of 2 seconds. I mean, that could be the race of these bees who were probably just riding comfortably in the back, and that little burst by Thomas Ervik really hurt these guys and could have ended their race. So they got to work so hard to catch back on. All right, so that was a good move. Let's move back up to the A's quickly. Okay, so you see this roundabout in the top left, the roundabout right here. So they're going to go past the roundabout, and then it's the first uphill, and it's the beginning of the fun part of this race. I don't think no one was dropped in this A pack. There's still 30 plus. Let me stick to, I have a feeling, I have a spidey sense that either Brenland or Hodges is going to do something here. So I've done 600 Zwift races. I've seen all of these guys race one way or the other, but I have a spidey sense that something is going to happen with these guys. So I'm stuck on Brenland, and let's see. And I knew it was going to be Hodges on the front. He's trying to make something happen. Let me try to click him. And there he is. He's holding 500 watts. Heart rate is still only 149, 150. But you can see all these red numbers. But I don't expect it to be too stressful on them because this is the first real effort that they've had all race. But this is a long uphill. They continue this uphill throughout, into the Sequoias, into the forest. So they're going to keep going uphill, this 2% incline, this 1% incline, and it's pretty steady throughout. But then they'll get a little break before the real KOM starts. So this is not the KOM. This is not the one leg snapper that we were talking about. This is just kind of the teaser, the appetizer into the real main course, which is the big hill. I'm a firm believer that longer races aren't necessarily better races. I like, keeping races between 30 to 45 minutes. So I expect a lot of our races to be within that zone. So this is only one lap. It's a short race, but there's plenty of punch and there's plenty of fun to be had in this race. I see in the top right, there's a little mini map and there's a little gap back there. But I kind of want to stay on Hodges because, like I said, we're still going uphill. It's a very long uphill. Once they go up, it's always rolling. There's never really a flat part in this forest section. So they're going to go up again, and I think there's one more small uphill right here. And then there's really your only break until the KOM starts. So Hodges is working really smart by staying in the pack because there's so much momentum carried throughout these uphills and downhills that if you can stay in the pack, stay in the draft, the momentum will carry you. Okay, so they are just cresting right here, and here is, I think, a little break that they'll get, a little downhill. And then the KOM will start. It looks like they dropped a couple riders from the back. There are now 24 left. Yeah, so it looks like BRT rider Nealon, Lockwood, and McNaughton from OBB were the only ones kind of caught off guard. But you can see their watts per kilogram numbers are back down. Nothing red, nothing crazy quite yet. they're still kind of, even though it looks like it's rolling, it's still net down. So if they're smart, they're staying tucked in, they're not exerting any more energy than they need to. I think the A guys went up this KOM, this Titans forward, in about 340, 350 in the earlier session. So I expect these guys to be pretty much similar to that. I think they all know that this is going to be a make or break section of this course. This San Sequoia's forward, so it's exciting. Check the hair, everything's good. All right, here we go. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I just like watching. It's like probably the most beautiful scenery out there. That was the KOM start. We just saw it. Someone's using a feather right now. It's a little early. Again, it's so flat in this beginning part. You have to save it towards the end, and that's where experience is going to pay off for some of the riders versus some of the others. So you can see it's still only 1%. That's what I mean. It was a premature feather. You got to save it. You only have 2 chances to use your power up. So they're still on the KOM. I think they crossed about 17 minutes. So the crest should be approximately 20, 21, 20, 30 to 21. Still flat, downhill. You can see once they start going these zigzags, that's when you know the incline is really coming. Like I said, nothing yet. Everyone's still pretty much packed together. Everyone can make it up this hill in this pack. It's just if they can exert the right amount of energy at the right amount, you know, at the right points. There goes Brenland at 8.2, 8.4. But not much in terms of seconds gained here. Let's check his back view. Yeah, I don't see too much. The whole pack is still right there. They're going so fast together. But Brenland's heart rate is already 175. Let's see what happens now. It looks like Norgard wants to do something, and I did see Norgard's numbers earlier. So I wonder if the whole pack is going to get strung out, or it's going to be these two that are going to be able to break away. So let's see. Here's Brenland. Here's Norgard's heart rate, 182 at almost 500 watts. I don't care who you are, that's unsustainable for long periods of time. So there's Brenland, but it still looks like the pack is pretty much all together. Let's look at this back view. Yeah, I mean, Brenland is riding really, really smart right on this wheel. I mean, so is the whole pack. It looks like Norgard is kind of holding that 6 to 7, and they can stay 1 to 1.5 watts per kilogram less than him staying on his wheel. A couple got shot out the back, but still, everyone's kind of hanging in there. I mean, Norgard is holding 7.0 consistently, and here goes Mahout. I don't think this rider was on Zwift Power. Let's see if we can check the live tab quickly. But he's going up to 7 to 10 plus. Yeah, I didn't see this rider, so I think we have to assume this is going to be a no-go. I mean, holding these kinds of numbers for this long. Okay, so there's Brenland. He's holding with Hendricks. Okay, so Hodges is right on that wheel. So it's Brenland and Hendricks that are 2 and 3 together. But I think those are probably... Yeah, Hendricks' heart rate is 204. I mean, that's wild. That's wild. Okay, there's Brenland. Pat Westing is still up there, and so is James Hodges. So, and there's Simon Nielsen, who can get his way across that finish line first. A good 20 guys are still here, which is surprising. Oh, Sommerfeld looks like he just threw in the towel right there, or he had a dropout. But still, if Smith is going to be able to get it, let's give him a ride on. It's so hard to catch that pack because you're going downhill right now. No heart rate monitor. That's going to be a tough one. But Larson, so there's still 19 guys. And I'm going to assume this is the front pack. So 346 is a fast time. Okay, so Mahout is not on Zwift Power, and Norgard is... I don't know. If you're Cryogen and you're out there, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Those are the A's. There's 19 of them together. They all crested together in 3:46, which is a very fast time. Faster than the morning session, I believe. Okay, Nielsen. Okay, they're all there. Let me find the B's quickly to see. They're almost at the top. Andy is still there. Sebastian Magnus is still there. Ivar Burgett is still there. Kieran McKenna. All the guys are still there. There are 23 to 25 of them still there. I think Bobnar is going to make it. They're just getting to the top, just getting to the flat section. Right here is what they really need to do to hang on. Everyone's in survival mode. You can see the heart rate, 183. It's so close. Gould, I remember from the summer series, give him a ride on. I think he's done all of our summer races, the morning grind and the team celebration series. They're just going to see it. You can see it on the mini map on the top right through that banner. I think the times are going to be pretty close to around 4 minutes. But right behind Gould is Bobnar, and I don't know if he's going to be able to make it. So there are the B's, and I'm going to call it 19 riders are still together in the B's. So that's 19 riders for the B's, and I think it was 19 for the A's also. I'm going to move back up to the A's. Okay, and here's Wes Ooms. He's still in the pack. Good to see. Daniel Larson with the green jersey. Hodges with the KOM. Hodges with the KOM makes me think that that other rider was DQ'd or something like that. So that's good to see. Brian Hodges, the 17.0 guy we talked about. Brenland, who could go early or he could out sprint all of these riders. Nielsen, who can get a sprint at any moment. All these guys. And Pat Wetstein, who is one of my favorite riders on the game. Here they go. They're going downhill. There was a second kicker right after that KOM that all these riders kind of need to be alert about, is that second kicker. But right now it's downhill. I guess my favorite like Easter egg in this game is the little rubber ducky on this lava pool. So once we go it, I definitely got to look out for the little rubber ducky. That's my favorite thing in the game. Right now, they're probably thinking conserving. I raced this on Sunday, this one lap, a 3R race, and Matt Brandt soloed away from these quality riders. So it's possible that someone can solo breakaway in this race. And I hope, you know, a guy like Brenland or a guy like Hodges tries to do that, because it can be done. And I saw it happen firsthand. And he didn't do it from an easy field. I mean, huge guys were in this field, and he solo breakawayed for about a minute, and no one would do it. So it worked. And I think that could happen. Okay, we got to look for the rubber ducky, because that's kind of my favorite thing in the game. In one of these lava pools, there's like a little yellow rubber ducky. And I don't know why I talk about this kind of stuff. I'm looking. I don't see it. Oh, I see it up here on the left side. So look in the front on the left side. Right there. There it is. You see it? Okay, so you had to catch it right away or you missed it. Yeah, so like I was saying, a solo breakaway can do it. You can go long on this kind of finish. A lot of the heart rates have come down. 152 for Larson, Brenland 171, Wetstein 174. So a lot of these guys are kind of recovered. Wes Ooms 173. That was it. So if you can sprint, you're not doing anything. But if you can't sprint, something's got to happen. You got to make a move. And like I said, there's no arrow power up. So it's kind of anyone's game. It opens up the field a lot if there are no arrow power-ups, because you know someone either has to go with a feather or has to go with a van. You know, the Ghost only lasts 10 seconds, the Burrito only lasts 10 seconds, so yes, those are good power-ups, but they're so short, it's hard to really make them work. There's a lot of BRT guys, which makes me a little curious if they can do something with their team power. They have a lot of numbers. We're almost at the finish line. We're less than 2 miles away. You can see there that roundabout on the right side is just about 1 mile. So they're a mile and a half out or 3 kilometers out from the finish. The numbers are low. They're either 4.0 or below. We're sticking on Wes Ooms because, I don't know, just kind of getting anxious. I think the whole field is going to get anxious. It's either going to be a very long sprint or someone's got to go. If someone's going to go, it has to be from the back to get that momentum. No one's going to go from the front. If you're an experienced Zwift racer, you know to carry the momentum through and make it work. And there goes James Hodges. We knew it was going to happen. James Hodges, 8.0. So if he can get it under control, grip the handlebars, put his head down, and hold this 500 watts, he can make it happen. Because there is daylight in between them. So let's keep watching James Hodges. Let's watch this rear view. So Robertson at 4.4 is not really going to do it. These people have to know that Hodges is the real deal. He can do it. It's only 2 minutes to the finish line. If he can hold this kind of power for 2 minutes, he can do this solo. Robertson is so close, but he's not in that draft, and I don't think he's going to be able to close it. He must have been the BRT rider that was told to go catch that wheel. So there's Hodges. He's gaining more and more time. 4 seconds ahead. I don't know if Hodges thought that would actually work, but this actually might work. So he needs to get back up to 500 watts and stick with this move. A couple guys trying to cover this. Hendricks, 5.6, but no one's really cranking out those red numbers, that 8, that 9. Another BRT rider might be the one willing to go. We're watching James Hodges. He has a small gap with only a mile to go. He's still trying to hold that 6.0. It's probably the longest 2 minutes of his life. 160 beats per minute. You can see the pack. They're not really doing anything. We're stuck. We're watching his rear view. Let's go to, I'm trying to think. Let's go to Brenland and see what he's thinking. Okay, so there's an arrow power up. You can see Hodges right up ahead, but no one's really making the move. Brenland's got to be going for that sprint finish. So close. 3 seconds for Hodges. I think the pack will catch him on this sprint. Okay, there goes Brenland. He's going long. He's only at 7, so this isn't the real sprint. Okay, and there's Hodges up there too. But it's early. It's still 30 seconds. A good 30 seconds. Okay, there they are. They passed Hodges, but who's going to be the one to really sprint? Again, there's not supposed to be arrow power-up, so there are a lot of vans, a lot of feathers, a lot of burritos. We're watching Brenland. A burrito at the front. Larson at the front. Simon Nielsen at the front. Who's it going to be? There's Brenland with an arrow power-up. I don't know how it happens. You're not supposed to have an arrow power-up. Brenland's first. Hodges second. Vuda third, it looks like. What a great finish. Brenland with the arrow power-up. You're not supposed to get an arrow power-up, but kudos to him for getting it and saving it. Phenomenal finish by him. Let's check out the bees quickly. Sebastian. Oh, it looks like the bees got whittled down to, is this right? 8 riders? 8 riders have a 5-second gap on another pack of 8 riders. So wow, this B pack was really whittled down. Someone must be pushing it hard, and they're mixed up with a couple A's, which could be the cause of this. So when the A's push this like 4.5 to 5 watts per kilogram, not many of the B's can hang. So the ones that can hang are the ones that can make it and the ones that can win. So there are only 8 B's left in this main pack. Let's keep looking. So we have Mueller, Magnus, Sebastian, Andy, Schneider. Is Burgett still in here? Because I know he has a massive sprint. Is he ahead? He might be. Okay, so he is ahead on the wheel of an A rider. So it looks like Burgett is going to take it. Is he in the category bounds? It's going to be close. It's going to be close. So he's average right up against that 4.0. If I can check this. Yeah, he's right around that 4.0, 4.2 barrier. But So he's going to take it on paper. We'll see if he gets upgraded after this race. Let's check the main pack right here. And there's Sebastian. He's going with a van early. And Andy has an arrow power up. Another glitch in the game. Andy's at 800, 700. He's holding on. He's doing the best he can. Here comes Magnus. Magnus, is he going to get him? Magnus is just going to nip him at the line for second place. So there's Magnus and there's Andy for second and third. And let's see if we can get... This is a bulk of the B's back here. Are there any C's? This C is in first place, T-Wolf. It's so hard to decipher these C's. It looks like the front pack is going to have... Oh, Seth Haskell. Oh, and there's Seth. So Seth is a huge Twitch streamer. I wonder if he's live right now. Yeah, we're just catching up this the C finish. So this is the front C pack. Seth Haskell, and let's quickly check. 2 Cryogen riders, Watkins and Lawton, and then a couple unaffiliated riders. It looks like about 8 riders total. And all of these are guys that are within the C bound. So this is going to be a good finish for the C's. They're still a little far out. But let me go over some like logistics while we're waiting for this. So again, this is 12 weeks. Richmond UCI Worlds is next. Whole lot of lava, Harrogate, Park Perimeter, Figure 8, Innsbruck Ring. So a lot of, I guess, choppy courses. You know, not too hilly, not too flat, just right. Just the perfect spot in between. It's going to be a fun series. I'm going to try to do this every week. This afternoon slot is the perfect time for me. So if you want to get a shout out down the road, just find me on Discord, Dirt Discord. That's the best way to find me, or Facebook message me. I'll give you a shout out. We'll talk about anything you want. Last series I did one about tactics, about race tactics on Zwift, which was a lot of fun. We can talk about, you know, another round of tactics, all the different courses. I like talking about Zwift. It's probably one of the more fun things I like to do. I like to talk about. And I just want to quickly cover these C's to give them some love, because I know they're working out there hard. I started out as a D, made it all the way up to a B, so I know what it's like to work my way through the categories, and you know, that little appreciation you can get as a D, as a C, as a B means a lot to these guys. So let's see. Wilcock, Kujel, Loughton. I'm just clicking through these names so I can give these guys some ride-ons. 10 C's are here. If any of these guys can bust out, you know, red numbers, that might be enough to take it. We saw this rider Van Kouwberg and Level. Just about 1 mile to the finish line. 2 to 3 minutes left. They're just going around this roundabout, and then it will be the finish line. My goal here is to do this race live with live riders, so I'm sitting in behind a couple like live Zwifting stations, and I think if we could get live guys riding and live commenting, it'll be a lot of fun. And I'm trying a new thing where you can change the music during the broadcast. So if you type in a certain song, it'll play that song during the broadcast, and anyone can do it. They're just going to go over this start-finish line, and that's going to be your 30-second marker. Loughton is going to lead them out at 6.5. And remember, these are C's, so 6.5 is close to everything they've got. Level's going to be in there. Where's Seth Haskell? He's there. He's putting out 400 watts just to stay in the pack. Who's it going to be, though? Who's going to be able to save it and time it just right? They're so close to the finish line. Someone's got to go. Someone's got to break, and you can see the avatar standing up, and that's what it is. It's going to be Stefan first. He's following Van Kouwberg. Is Stefan going to be able to get around him? But there's Loughton. I think it's going to be Stefan. Stefan followed by Loughton from Cryogen, and then Seth Haskell is going to nip into third from Dirt. So that was a fun first race. Just a little teaser just to get our feet wet for the Dirt Cup series. 12 weeks. I hope to be back here the next few weeks. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.